we could possibly see more games added to the backwards compatible library on Xbox, and I have a big topic about that today. But first up, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and share, it really helps the channel out. So Microsoft's Xbox Series X and S have been out for over 6 months now, and they can do a lot, from auto HDR to resolution enhancements to frames per second boosts in games. It's really impressive stuff. But the question asks, will we see more backwards compatible games? And the thing is, I see on Twitter every day people requesting more games. Different types of games. Well, today we're going to go over the top 10 most requested Xbox 360 games to be added to the backwards compatibility program on Xbox. And frankly, with all the technology we have available today, these games could look and perform really good today. And it's an exciting list, and after each one I'm going to talk about why you should look forward to it being added to backwards compatibility in the future, possibly, and well, let's get into the video. At number 10 we're starting with a bunch of games, that being Marvel superhero games, which aren't backwards compatible, like the Batman Arkham style game, Captain America Super Soldier, the action-adventure game Wolverine Origins, X-Men, and various Spider-Man games. We don't have them backwards compatible, and I see people ask for them all the time. And the truth is, people want more Marvel games to be backwards compatible, and there's a wide variety of them, and I think it would be cool to have at least some of them on the platform we have today, taking advantage of FPS boost in auto HDR. At number 9 we have Warhammer 40k Space Marine. Now this is very much like a Gears of War style game. Controls like it plays like it, got melee combat, has action set pieces, very heavy combat. And with it being Warhammer 40k, they just throw everything sci-fi at the story and it's nuts. And here's the thing, during the last Warhammer event a few weeks ago, the chat on YouTube was filled with Space Marine, Space Marine, Space Marine. People want more Warhammer 40k Space Marine. And frankly, I think people that like third-person shooters, like Gears, will like this too.
Old turns to new. Life turns to death.
At number 8 we have Singularity by Raven Software. This is a really cool first-person shooter where you must fight the past to protect the future. You control factions in time by manipulating the environment and objects. It's a really cool first-person shooter. It's one of Activision's most underrated games, and it never got its advertising back in the day. And I see a lot of people ask for this to be backwards compatible, and hopefully this is on the short list for when we start getting more games.
Learn respect.
Your soul is mine.
Number 7 we have Mortal Kombat 9 from 2011. Now I'm honestly surprised that this never made it to the backwards compatibility program, especially since Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat in the past, he has said that he would like it to be backwards compatible. Had cool expanded characters, it had an interesting challenge tower which I thought was really fun, and frankly the graphics in this game were some of the best you saw in fighting games on Xbox 360, and I hope we see this added to the backwards compatibility program. Again, having more Mortal Kombat on Xbox is never ever a bad thing. At number 6 we have the Riddick video games, Assault on Dark Athena and Escape from Butcher Bay. These two action stealth games are voiced by the one and only Vin Diesel reprising his role from the movies. And I see Xbox fans ask for these almost every week, and as a Riddick fan, I missed out on these games back in the day, and I would love to buy these on Xbox Series X and play through them again, especially with auto HDR enabled. Again, I hope we see these added soon. Number 5 we have the Saboteur. It's a super underrated 360 generation gem, and it's an open world World War II game set in Paris, where the game is completely black and white, but when you liberate areas, they become vibrant and colourful once again. There's everything from racing to taking down blimps. It's a really fun open world game with a really cool story, and really we don't see open world games like this now. At number 4 we have Wet by Bethesda. You play as Ruby Malone, voiced by Eliza Dushku, an over-the-top third-person action-adventure shooter with slow-motion bullet time moments, and it's in the style of Quentin Tarantino's grindhouse films such as Planet Terror and Death Proof. It's a really cool-looking shooter, and since it's a Bethesda game, I hope we see it added to backwards compatibility when we start seeing more games, and I've seen a lot of people in the community ask for this. Again, super awesome looking third person shooter game.
Hey, ladies.
Wait, you're too damn slow!
Ladies!
Look at you, you big tubby. Oh,
We've
I
got
gotta go say
company.
it.
At number 3 we have Binary Domain. Set in the year 2080. In Japan, the line is blurred between man and machine, and you play as Dan Marshall, sent in with an elite team to figure out what's happened. It's a third person over the shoulder shooter and it looks fantastic. I've seen people request this for years now to be backwards compatible. We don't have a lot of third person shooters anymore that aren't Gears or Uncharted. So yeah, it looks really good, and hopefully this makes its way to the backwards compatibility program.
This is where we must stand together.
At number 2 we have the Fear Trilogy. These are psychological horror first person shooter games, and they were really intense, especially that first game. The atmosphere in that is unlike anything I've ever played, with first person, slow motion, bullet time combat. It was just so intense. It's a trilogy I see people ask to come back every week on Twitter, and I think these need to be added to the backwards compatibility program. At number 1 we have Max Payne 3. Following the events of Max Payne 2, Max is now a personal bodyguard for the rich in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and not everything goes as planned, and everything hits the fan. You follow Max's chaos into madness, and frankly, it's one of the best third-person shooters I've ever played. The over-the-top action combined with the bullet time movement, it's literally some of the best combat in gaming in general. And this has been the most requested game when it comes to backwards compatibility for 360 games. And hopefully we see it. We could be seeing more games added soon. And again, Max Payne 3 has always been at the top of that list. Constantly requested. And if you're wondering why we moved to screenshots from gameplay, let's just say Take-Two apparently doesn't like fair use. and I've had to make this video 5 times. Anyway, if you've enjoyed today's video, please hit like, share and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. Share it on social media or wherever you may go. I have podcast news really coming soon, and more news about new videos. Follow me on Twitter, the link will be in the description down below. I'm out. I hope you all have a good day. Peace.